Buckingham Palace has started its biggest pushback against Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, a royal commentator has claimed. Royal expert Daniela Elsa said the Queen and her courtiers may be starting to show a more aggressive attitude when it comes to their public relationship with Meghan and Harry. The most recent row centers on whether Harry asked the Queen for permission to name his daughter Lilibet. In an op-ed penned for news.com.au, she wrote, "The palace has not denied the BBC's initial reporting or issued any sort of statement distancing themselves from the initial claims. This in and of itself is extraordinary, and if the palace does continue to stand its ground, then this would represent the House of Windsor's biggest pushback against the rabble-rousing couple since their sensational departure from the palace in January last year. After months of having been the target of the Sussexes' fusillade of painfully public criticism. Are the Queen and her army of courtiers finally starting to far more aggressively, and obviously, fight back? Earlier this week the BBC published a palace source claiming the Queen was never asked by Prince Harry over the use of Lilibet. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex quickly responded to this report, with their spokesperson saying Prince Harry had shared their hope of naming the newborn daughter using the Queen's childhood nickname. Their statement read, "The Duke spoke with his family in advance of the announcement. In fact, his grandmother was the first family member he called. During that conversation, he shared their hope of naming the daughter Lilibet in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used the name." Prince Harry and Meghan's daughter was born on June 4 at a Santa Barbara hospital. The couple said in a statement released 2 days after the birth that the baby, Lilibet Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor, was named after the Queen and Princess Diana. Meghan and Harry have been fiercely critical of the firm over the past months and made damaging claims during some of their interviews and public appearances. However, they have continued to speak highly about the Queen, with Meghan telling Oprah Winfrey in March Her Majesty has always been wonderful to her, and Harry saying he is in touch with his grandmother and she will always be his colonel-in-chief. According to People magazine, the baby was introduced to the monarch via video call after arriving home from the hospital. 10:40 a.m. update. Kate writes joint comment with Jill Biden on care, usurping Carrie Symonds in spotlight. Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, and Jill Biden, the U.S. First Lady, have penned a historic joint article promoting childcare's education. They wrote, "The two of us believe that early childhood care and education should be seen as among the defining, strategic issues of our time. What would happen if we really followed the science of early childhood and started focusing on the things that would make the biggest difference for children and those who guide them? We could transform the prospects of an entire generation. This is an agenda that should unite us all." Both the Duchess and Ms. Biden have a long-standing interest in education and in the early years. 9:40 a.m. update. Oh, Joe Biden breaks royal protocol during first-ever visit with Queen. Joe Biden appeared to breach royal protocol during his first meeting with the Queen. Royal protocol usually dictates members of the royal family should be the last to arrive at an event and the first to leave. However, Mr. Biden and the U.S. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden arrived at yesterday's reception a few minutes after the Queen. An expert warned everyone should arrive before the royals at ceremonial events, and nobody should leave before them at the end. It marks a blooper for the gaffe-prone president during his first royal meeting since entering the White House. As reported by the Daily Mail, British professional coaching company Debrett states, "It is correct for everyone to arrive before the royal personage, and protocol rules that no guest should leave an event before a member of the royal family." 8:50 a.m. update. Meghan Markle and Harry desperate to stay in public eye as they trade off royal family. Royal commentator Jonathan Sacerdoti argued it was inevitable Meghan Markle and Prince Harry would come out again to make comments about the royal family. During an interview with Express.co.uk, Mr. Sacerdoti insisted they would do this because the royal couple are determined to stay in the limelight. Mr. Sacerdoti said, "I think it is inevitable that Meghan and Harry are going to do something else. They will do another show, another podcast or something that we are not expecting but has a similar effect. That is because they seem to have set out their agenda, which is to keep themselves in the public eye. Not just to keep themselves in the public eye but to do it on their terms, where they once got plenty of attention from the press. The media and the public for being working royals, they very much said they didn't want that." 8:15 a.m. update, Queen abdication, monarch admitted she would step down, biographer lifts lid on nightmare. The Queen made a shocking admission to her cousin after she turned 90. Detailing the only two circumstances that would force Her Majesty to abdicate the throne. Royal experts have claimed the monarch is unlikely to ever abdicate the throne, owing to her lifelong oath of service, but a biographer has revealed the Queen once told her cousin two circumstances that would force her to step down. Author Matthew Dennison has written a new biography on the Queen, and in the book he stated the Queen does not contemplate abdication save for two situations. He said the Queen was determined to devote her life to duty and service. He wrote, "In her 9th decade Elizabeth continued to dedicate herself to the same principles. She did not contemplate abdication," she told her cousin Margaret Rhodes, "unless I get Alzheimer's or have a stroke." On his retirement as Archbishop of Canterbury in 2003. She explained to George Carey, "That's something I can't do. I'm going to carry on to the end. They would prefer to do things their way and their way seems to be much more on the mold of celebrities than royalty."